name is Gordon Elliott. I live in a little township called Millgrove, and for those of you who've never heard of the place, it's between a township of Yarra Junction and Warburton. I'm acting secretary of my local church, secretary of the local RSL, treasurer of the group called MRAG, Millgrove Residents Action Group, and a member of the University of the Third Age Upper Yarra Committee. I was diagnosed with diabetes probably 30 years ago. I had a blood test. My initial reading was a 22. They said, come back in a couple of hours and there'll be a doctor here. My next reading was a 27. So the result was, see your local GP, which I didn't have at the time. So I booked into the nearest doctor and had the HbA1c and so forth and was diagnosed. One of the first things he suggested was I join Diabetes Victoria. I'm not sure it was actually called that back then, but I did and got on the mailing list, got their magazines, which were helpful, talked to the diabetes educator and the diabetes nurse and took advantage of what they had available at the time. And that was the best part of 30 years ago. In a sense, getting the diagnosis was almost a relief. I knew something was wrong, and finally getting a name for it took away part of the fear factor. Know what it is, deal with it. I want to know what it is, I want to deal with it, but I want to know, can it be stopped? Can it be prevented? So that's my motivation for encouraging research. So it became a matter of if I die, because there's no if. When I die, what's going to happen? I can leave stuff, I can leave without a will and just leave stuff to whatever the state decides to do with it. Or I can put it to some sort of practical use. So I've decided to leave it to two charities, one of which I worked for 16 years, called World Vision, and the other one is Diabetes Victoria. Now what I've done with both bequests is I've said they're virtually free funds. I have not said you must use this for type 2 or type 1. I've said to Diabetes Victoria in the will, use it as you need it. It's yours. I have a preference obviously for type 2, being a type 2 diabetic, but I'm not going to restrict Diabetes Victoria as to what they can use it for. There's so much information out there about diabetes. So much probably false information or out of date information. I said earlier that I took advantage of the diabetes nurse educators. An essential service. Get it first hand, get it accurate, get it up to date. A couple of things I suggest. Take advantage of Diabetes Victoria. They do have the nurse educators, they do have dietitians, they do have clinicians. If you've got a question, ask it. They'll give you an answer. If you need help, they'll try and provide it or point you in the direction of someone who can. If you want to take it further, you can be like me and leave money or part of the estate, whatever way you want to express it, to Diabetes Victoria to help others. There's all sorts of other things. If there is a support group in your area, go, share, be part of it. They're usually good fun, although to be honest, I haven't been to one in some years. But it's something which I'm willing to go to again because I'm probably out of date in a lot of my attitudes towards the disease, which influences but does not control me.